Oh, thank you. Well, hello, 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 all my little ones to my big ones. I know there's big changes going on. Okay, we are fighting for Hollow School. That's a private school up in the Bronx. And right about now, they're starting to close down a lot of schools. And Hollow is a good school. It's a private school. It's a community school. It's a Catholic school. And the children are fighting for it. I don't have film, but I'm asking all those who are interested in helping to give them support. There's very few Catholic schools and communities now that help with families. And this is one of the best. They teach your children how to be independent. They teach the old fashioned way and helping your families. And I just think that it's time for us to start waking up to our community, which we have nothing of. There's so much violence today, and the children are concerned, especially the little ones. So I like for those of you who can, this is Hollow High School in Bronx, New York. You can look it up on your phone. Give them support. I'm going to mention them off and on through the program. How are you? This is Mother Smith or Lady E or the Enigma or Carolyn Smith, whatever you want to call me. It's time for adults to start listening to young people. I noticed today that most of our young people stay on the phone because that's their way of making their money. And they stay in groups when they making money or investing in things. So I paid attention to that. And when one makes money, they share amongst each other, and it's usually a group of 5 or 6. So I'm asking all those who are older to participate in sharing what is your financial goal and how are you making it in society, because everybody doesn't have a job and everyone don't want to work behind the McDonald's sign. So is there anyone out there that really knows what's going on with the young adults today, or you have young adults? They can come on the show and discuss what their goals are so they could get support, okay, and get some type of finances. We have information on grants, and we also have information on learning to be a politician or being in the aura of politics. That's the Latin Leadership Program. I always speak about it. It's really been a good program to me and many others. And not only do they teach you, when you finish with the program, you get a certificate. Well, hello, hello, hello. It's the Moss King. He's
Good
going to get
evening. How
he's
are
going
you?
to he's going to get with us young people. He's going to get with us and talk to us about staying healthy. I always smile when I see him cuz he just gives me the best food and the best advice, and I just feel like I may not be 20, but I know my insides feel like it is. But back to the young people. Once again, we're talking about Hollow High School in the Bronx. They need $2 million to stay open, and these children are really fighting hard to get that. So, all those who can or like to donate or trying to help in some way, form, or fashion, please give Hollow High School a call. Now, I know that it's January, and a lot of adults are not looking like they're motivated or happy in no way, form, or fashion, but that affects your child. They look at you and they know, hi, hello, how are
Hello.
you?
I'm very good. Nice to join in. I'm just listening now.
Okay, thank you for being aboard. I appreciate your support.
No
So,
problem.
we have a lot of children right now who are trying to be motivated in certain things, and their parents look a little drained, whether it be because they saw the bill behind Santa Claus or the bill with the landlord. Now, I know things are the rent is being raised and things of that sort, and bills are getting higher. But your children see you too. So it's always best to sit down and talk with them and try to keep them motivated along with you, because they're part of the family and they want to know what they can do to keep that smile on your face. When you're smiling, they're smiling. And when you're upset, they're upset. So we must take that in mind, that our children are always paying attention to what mommy and daddy is doing. If you're going to work every day and you're struggling, they pay attention to that. And they want to help in any way, form, or fashion. For example, I have a friend, she does hair, and her little one used to come, after, she'd be at the daycare and come to the shop. And she would pay attention to her mother and go and pick up the towels to put into the dirty clothes basket, because she is a hairdresser and she wasn't no more than 6. So please pay attention to that. Now, activities. January, everybody says there's nothing to do in January. Well, I know it was very cold and everybody was staying indoors. But there are things you can do with your family, and it's for free, outside and indoors. So I'm just going to bring you some of the things that I have found and went and seen and had an enjoyable time with some other people's families who kind of liked me and adopted me. And we went to the Bronx Children's Museum. That is such a beautiful place in the Bronx. And I think that everyone should go and take their child to the Bronx Children Museum, or any museum that we have in the Bronx or in the 5 boroughs. It is so interesting. And I think that you will enjoy your child and they'll enjoy you. And after that, have a nice little small lunch that you carry with yourself and enjoy the day and discuss what you've seen. You see so much art with children today, and especially the young ones. I was just amazed. I didn't take any pictures. I didn't know if we was allowed. It just started opening up, but we had a great time. And the children are very motivated when they go out, especially when they saw some of the film that they had in the Children's Museum that children put together. It's amazing what your child can do under the age of 10. Imagine after 10 what they are capable of doing. And they did films with filming their families, their pets, things of that sort. Some were comic, cool, and just enjoyable, and some were a little sad, you know. But at least they put the effort in doing this. And I just love the fact that the kids are so motivated. And that's the Bronx Children Museum. Now, we have Kids Fun, and they're located at Serena Amusement Park. Now, this place has all kinds of excitement rides, and, flight where you can fly up in the air and there's somebody monitoring you and you wear a balloon suit. It is such a great time for the family. It really, you just take no more than $20 or no under $50 to have lunch, enjoy yourself, go to different rides, and you don't have to worry about anything for most of the day. And the staff is so wonderful and beautiful. I tell you, it's been a beautiful thing to go to the amusement park. And the youth commissioner of New York and the Parks Department has come together and they're doing field trips and they're introducing you to the horses that they have in the stable over here on Van Cortlandt Park. It is a beautiful environment. They can learn about the slave burial grounds, other things that they have, such as you see way, way back in time, especially Washington and all those good people who helped start the country. You also see and learn about the Veterans Memorial area, and you take a nice little trail ride. They also have horses, and they teach you about that. And you also get a chance to ride along with supervision and your parents' supervision, and you get a little taste of that. It is such a beautiful time, January, and you know that it's a good time for those to go to the shop to make stuffed animals. They still have the stuffed bear shop, and you can make your own dolls in Manhattan. I know that it's costly to go to Manhattan now, it's $9, but believe me, you could take a nice little vacation and use your city bus that takes you, the express bus takes you wherever you located in the Bronx, and take your children down there for less than $9, $6, and you go down and enjoy yourself and do some sightseeing and learn about different types of food that they're having right now. And they have in Little uh, China and in that area, the King Duck, and all the children love to go to that restaurant, King Duck, where they learn how to, eat properly and the different types of foods and desserts, and they teach them how to do these things and how to, fix the food and all the questions that children love, that love to cook. And there's children out here that love to cook. I'm telling you, I have been watching the children's cooking and baking, and they are doing the thing. I mean, it don't take much for you to invest in your child and invest in the moment. If they start making peanut butter and jelly, you know that they'll be able to make a cake. All you have to do is invest in that time. It doesn't take too much time to help them out. Now, they have new ID and tracking for children that you could put in their shoes if they're missing, because a lot of these things are happening more and more that this last year, year before last, and people are very concerned. Go to Amazon. They have a tracking device, and you can put it in their little bow or have a little bracelet that they can wear, or you could put it in their shoes, something that you think is not going to be too obvious and that they won't pay attention to or they won't take off. We must start setting up networks where we can be safe about our children being coming home from after school projects. We must start networking with the school and different areas of the school, whether they on buses and they're handicapped, or they just have some type of situation, or they're not handicapped. That you're a single parent and you just need that security of someone making sure that your child got home safe. We must start doing this. We had a little incident where the young lady was supposed to be watching the handicapped child on the bus, and unfortunately, she didn't sit her properly, and the seatbelt strangled her to death. Mind you, she's going to court right now because she was supposed to be more attentive. We must pay attention to what's happening with our children if they have nurses aid or a home attendant of some sort and you don't know. Leave cameras in your home. you will be more comfortable knowing and seeing what's happening with your child if they're eating properly, and not just with your child, seniors as well. Always leave a camera and pay attention to what's happening in that area. Okay, to a brighter note, those of us need to know that our children can eat moss. And there's certain vitamins that we need to start giving our children through liquids, and go to the vitamin store and try to build up their immune system with exercise. And the reason why I mentioned the moss is because a lot of people was asking me, can my child take the moss? Yes. I asked the Moss King and he said yes. They can eat that. And yes, you can use some fruit and try to and make it sweet and according to whatever it is that they're eating, that goes well, and it also helps them move their bowels. So I just want you to know that we are thinking about you and those things that we eat as adults, how to make it flavorful and tasty for your child. So I like to know if there's anyone that would like to speak or say anything. You have the opportunity right now because it's been a half hour, and at 8 o'clock, I will be going and letting the Moss King come on and talk about all the flavorful things that are healthy. If your child is into Bitcoin, please pay attention to all the marketing changes that are coming. It was brought to my attention. And make sure that your children's bank account, as well as yours, is up to date and up to par with all the information that's needed. Clothing for your children for the summer, there's going to be much sales. And if you get a chance, Macy's is going to be closing. Yes, Macy's is closing. And I don't know when, but they're going to have plenty of sales. So if you got little ones that are growing into big ones and big ones that are already grown, this would be financially a good time to start going and packing up on your fall, summer, and winter clothes. Macy's is closing, and they are sending out sales and tickets to those who have families and little discounts. So pay attention to that. Now, Little Italy has a lot of things for families and children, and they're having pies and cupcakes in celebration of their long term being in business and having that area. Little Italy in the Bronx has been so good to other communities and schools. Really, you should take your children over there and give them a little sightseeing and little, just a visit, just to see what it would be if they wanted to go visit somewhere else. Now, we have Little Elementary School PS9. I'm giving them a shout out. Those are the fourth graders, and they said that they have a lot to say. I will try my best to bring a camera so y'all can speak and be the reporters for the day, as I promised. And there's so many other schools who are in Harlem and Brooklyn that I like to get to, but I have to take my time. I'm not as young as I used to be, but we will get you on film, or you could send a film to me, and I'll make sure that Dr. Winborn, the engineer, will put it up so you could be seen. So all of my fourth and fifth graders, I give you a salute. I'm so glad that y'all are doing something positive. And let's also remember all the children in California. California has went through a devastating fire. And there's so many children that might not be able to go to school. We don't know how many children are missing, or families that have been hurt in this fire. So we have already talked about saying a prayer for them and understanding that they need motivation, and young adults to come on the show and get them motivated and make them feel a little at ease. We can't solve everything and we can't, be there for everybody, but we definitely want our children and young adults to know that New York is here for them and the Bronx is here and the other five boroughs. And definitely Mother Carol is here for you. I know that it's difficult, but we're all going through something right now, and it's all about us uniting and loving each other. And we love you. So, California, hang in there, and all the little ones, it's going to be okay. We are loving you, and we saying prayers with you, and we singing songs with you. And if there's anything we can do for you, please don't hesitate to call 929-746-8677 Mother Smith, and we will do our best to give you the support that you need. Now, going back to activities, our botanical gardens is going to be opening up soon, and they're going to have activities for children to start putting in for the spring plants. Yes, and we're starting to teach young adults and the little ones to start growing fruit because it's going to be of importance, and we need to start showing and teaching our young people how to take care of themselves in case of an emergency. There's all kinds of things happening, and we must keep our children up to par and up to date with food, water, all the things that we need. We need to keep each other communicating because communication is the key. All vitamins and vitamin C, vitamin D, all the families and young adults should be taking that because there's a new flu coming up. They said it's going to be a little rougher than the covert, and this is going to be a combination. A few children are in the hospital, and they said that endemic is mostly in the south and is coming up north. So this is something that you need to pay attention. It will hit you when you least expect it. And some people are already saying that it gives them diarrhea. Pay attention to your child's eating habit. They said that it stops children from wanting to, eat properly and, digest their food. They usually throw up a lot. So please pay attention to this, and not just for the children, but for yourself as well, you being a single parent. Is there anybody on the line? Dr. Winborn? Hello? Okay. Dr. Winborn, are you there? Oh, well,
Everyone is in the studio already.
huh?
Everyone is there. Everyone is in the studio is already there. But somebody come in, I already let them in. So you can see everybody that's here.
Oh, okay, because I see somebody in the chat, so that must be Mother Sadie. So that's okay. Thank you for answering.
No, I'm not in the chat. I'm just sitting and listening.
I
I'm just
chatted
listening.
something earlier.
Oh, you was in the chat?
Earlier.
Oh, okay, because it didn't disappear. So I thought someone was still there. But anyway, we have a lot of activities that are going on, and there's new things coming up. For example, after January is February, and that's Valentine's Day, and that's a favorite time for the little ones in kindergarten. And they definitely gonna come out and do some things because we have a daycare over here on Giles Place, and they are going to have a little play for Valentine's Day. And I thought that was so sweet. And they're getting flowers donated to them so they could give to their mommies. And they're going to do little cupcakes and little projects. So at that time, I'm going to be taking a little film, and I'll be sharing it with you and others around to let you know what our children do for special holidays. Now, the next thing that we discuss is how are we doing as far as food? What are we doing and what are we eating? Because the best thing for our children is a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit. And the best thing that we can do since I discovered is slow juicing. And they enjoy that and they can make ices and little projects that'll make them feel better and they enjoy doing and little projects like that and they enjoy the slow juicing and slow juicing not only give them juice but the pulp they can use to make little projects such as cupcakes and little fruit pies. So I suggest that this year you get you a slow juicer and make a project with your little ones. Now as for those who are past 18 and y'all are working and doing things on the cell phone and got projects that you can't get the information out there as I had promised, you will get free advertisement if you call in and you share your project. I will promise you we will get that information out there for you. A lot of y'all are doing your own real estate and you doing good jobs as far as buying homes, and not all in New York. Y'all are going down south. I thank you for calling me and letting me know what you're doing. And if you send me your business card and you say that your family is giving you support, they're more than welcome to come on to the show. Now, as for me, we're going, our turn to listen will be out in Harlem and about. A lot of schools are having activities, and we definitely wanted to be around when they have their celebrations for anniversaries, for being around certain long periods of time. And some schools have been around a very long time and they've been up to par. And they have basketball teams for little ones. And I like to see those shows. So that's what I will be doing, is going and capturing all the happiness that some of the families are having if the weather permits. If they do it on the indoors, we will get that information to you as well, and we will enjoy that. There's so many other things that we're doing as far as making sure that children, if they have their birthdays and they want to be announced, you can send that in. We definitely announce them and we show their pictures and we let everybody celebrate as well. And you could tell what the activities are. Next week on the show, we're going to have Mimi and her granddaughter, and they are going to discuss how they get along and work together as a team and how she helps her do hair and do different desserts, and that's a beautiful thing. And then we're going to have another gentleman, him and his daughters help him with doing income tax. Can you believe it? At 15 years old, she knows how to do income tax, and it's not hard for her at all. And she loves working with her father, and it's a beautiful thing. We're getting a lot of teams. Now, I want to give a shout out to my students in Germany. They had been able and they wanted to be able to come on the show. Unfortunately, in Germany, by 7 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock over there. So I want to give a shout out and say we do miss you, wish you was on the show. And I want to give a shout out to my Brazilian student who is from Brazil and he's staying and he's going to be here a month. And to all my Japanese students and Korean students who had came in. To Kaplan, I just want to say thank you. It's been a great opportunity. We have students as young as 15 and as old as 60 and 70. It's such a beautiful thing. And you get so many young adults that come in from all over the world and they discuss how they're doing and what they're doing in their country. So you're more than welcome and you're invited to come to the show and talk about all the things that you're doing and help us communicate better with other young adults in different countries. And let's come together and do some things that we haven't done before. Okay? So I want to ask the Moss King, do you have anything available for young adults that they should be taking to keep their immune system up?
Well, they definitely got to lean into the vitamin C's. You need the vitamin D since we're not, consuming as much sun at this time. We're mostly indoors. You need the vitamin D for your nervous system. You need the magnesium, um, as it serves for 450 functions of the nervous system. So that'll keep you flowing. That'll keep you going. A lot of beets. Beets are good because they contain nitric oxide. So parents can make some nice beet juice with some carrots and I guess a little bit of honey or agave. That'll be great because that gets the blood flowing. It gets the hemoglobin levels up, and it
Yeah,
raises the oxygen levels up to maybe 300%. So that gets the energy up. It actually serves purpose for the immune system and for your organs. So if you can lean into those three things, you're always gonna need the vitamin E. It goes along with the vitamin C,
yeah,
and vitamin B's go along with the vitamin D's. So I guess B, C, D, and E, if you go with that alphabet, and just incorporate a lot of vegetables which contain a lot of minerals. As I said before, the body only recognizes minerals, only wants minerals. Um, it doesn't really want gluten. It doesn't really want all of these things. Those are parasites that are requesting these things, and we're all full of them pretty much. And they can kind of control your nervous system, and that's why you wake up and you want cake and you want sweets and you want all of these things that are undesirable to the body, but how
right.
we don't really control it. So definitely eliminate, as much sweets as you can from the diet, because the sweets are the ones that actually cause the harm to our bodies. They make us age faster. Um, Also try to eliminate I think and I believe that the less you eat, the less you age and the less you'll be able to get sick, as the body retains everything that it's supposed to retain from that one meal or those two meals. And then you go
Right.
into the next day. So you'll be able to release everything. And the body defends itself better when it has less toxicity in it. Always hydrate. Definitely hydrate with the best quality of water. Put a little mineral in there, put a little bit of salt, put a little bit of baking soda, or whatever you can to get those minerals and push that water in. I believe if you stay hydrated, you're probably not gonna get sick. You're probably not gonna be ill. It'll defend your immune system much, much better. So
Yeah, because we have a lot of young adults who like to go out there and play basketball, and they're really, since the sports scene, everybody is in love with track and all the things that they saw this year that motivated them. And I wish we had the funds to help them do more with themselves and be able to have the vitamins and stuff for that they need to run track and do boxing and all the things that they see. They very, very, very motivated in that. I'm looking to see what we can do as far as those under 5, because we don't want them eating a whole lot of sugar as well. But I'm sure we'll come up with some type of juice and vitamins that make it, taste well, that really is healthy for them. There was what's this liquid that's supposed to replenish your hydration, but they say it's not good for you. Um, they've been advertising it as supposed to be for children. Pedialyte. Is that
Pedialyte.
something that? Yeah. Do you recommend something like that for
Well,
children?
those are things that they've been using for years to hydrate supposedly hydrate children, but at the same time, the sugar content in it is incredible. So it's something that they've been using. I don't know how people have gotten away with it and thinking that they're rehydrating the children with that.
Right.
But I think sodium is the way to go when it comes to rehydrating. You need salt. So I
Mhm.
totally disagree with Pedialyte being the cause of it. As you know, when you get sick, your grandmother makes you chicken soup, and
Right.
then you start to feel better. It's because the sodium, the garlic, and the cilantro that's in the soup, those
Yeah.
minerals that those components that they put in the soup are what actually make you better. Um, Pedialyte, I don't agree with that. I don't. I mean, and it's come about. You already said that they're talking about it. It does the adverse effect. It doesn't
Mhm.
help out.
Yeah. Well, I know that, we're trying to do the best that we can by our children. And I'm hoping that everybody will listen and take that advice because even adults are drinking Pedialyte. And I really don't think that that's a healthy thing for them to have because of the sugar. We have to start depending on natural things, especially this year that's coming up. Farming is not the same, and we already know that. So let's start doing little projects with our young adults and growing vegetables and fruit in the house, and just show them because they get so excited when they start seeing things grow, and they're very attentive towards that. And they was celebrating King George. I know that y'all don't know who King George is. King George was the last, uh, what they call tortoise that was linked to the past and history. And he had a dinosaur neck, and he had just passed away, and all the children adored King George. They protected him. They interviewed every time they went to see him. And this is the tortoise that had the long dinosaur neck. And he was the last of our old species that passed away. So the children were concerned about that. And they wanted me to mention King George. So I mentioned King George. And we're sorry he passed away, but he lived for 150 years. So that's a beautiful
Wow.
thing, King George. Yes, the tortoise called King George. When you would go see him, you see this long neck that would come out, and it was just amazing. And it's amazing how children remember animals and how they feel about animals. They're very affectionate, and they're very, protective of certain animals. They don't want the elephant to be hurt anymore. They don't, they want the monkeys to be free. So I told them I would mention all these things because they were very, very serious. And kindergarten is not a joke. So these are the things. But King George is one of the oldest tortoise that we ever had from the days of history. And we have so many other things that we have lost during times of changes of weather and climate and food. So there's so many things, but I thank the kindergarten children to make me aware of who King George is. And I tell you, you're the best kids. And I will be seeing y'all this Monday. So enjoy yourself. And pretty soon, in 5 minutes, we're going to have the Moss King. And that is my enjoyable moment being with the Moss King because I just got my moss. And it's almost gone, and it's been cleaning me out. So it's been a beautiful thing. And some of the students that I had visiting and my son, they tasted it and started to overeat my stuff, so I had to hide it. And I told him I will.
I just
Yeah,
brought you that on Sunday. Wow.
I know. And it's like that much left.
I should have
It's
brought you too.
it's yeah, I should have, but don't worry. Yeah, as long as you breathe, and I know it's there. But yeah, he liked it, and my student liked it as well, because he's addicted to sugar, and I told him we can't buy a whole lot of ice cream and stuff. I'm I'm detoxing, so we communicate on that level. But I tell you, it's been a beautiful time. And I know spring is going to be great. But I'm just asking all the parents and aunties and those who are adopted and all that good stuff, be a little more happier and motivating, and be a little more positive towards your kids and your grandkids and young adults that you see. Because, see, misery has no problem in growing. But keeping a smile and being motivated and being upfront and letting them know God is alive in them is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So we're going to do some wonderful things this year, and it's going to be some plants that we're growing. We're going to start growing some flowers in the house, and I'm going to show them how to do that and how to attach the branch to another branch and grow two different types of flowers. This is something that I love doing, and I think that we can start growing some bananas. And once again, we're going to give acknowledgement to those in California, all our babies in California and young adults who have worked hard with their families to get a new home, and their stuff is destroyed. Let's keep a prayer for them, because our children are all over, and even overseas they're saying a prayer for the children in California and families who have lost so many things and so many memories. But long as you have God, you have the memories and you have all the things that you need. I believe in that. So our children now are discussing what they like as far as sandwiches, and their favorite sandwiches is not just peanut butter and jelly. Now they love cream cheese. I never known kids to like cream cheese, and they like cottage cheese. And so I'm happy about that. But I never known kids to love cottage cheese. I was one of those sandwich kids that bologna, but nobody eats that anymore. So I'm going to congratulate all the kids that love their peanut butter and jelly, and they making their own cottage cheese sandwiches, and they gave me a sample, and it was very good. And some did it on toast, some did it with fruit, and they was amazing. I'd really like to take pictures and show you what the children are doing today. I do appreciate all those who are coming to the show and have came. I wish there were more, but unfortunately, it's just me and my buddy and Sister Sadie, and I thank her so much for coming.
You're
And
Thank you,
welcome.
Sadie.
what?
You're welcome, Mosking.
Yes,
Good
I
seeing you. Anxious to hear what you got to say this evening, so I'm just going to be listening.
I really appreciate you coming. That's unity, whether you speak or not. At least you giving support, and I appreciate that. So I'm always happy to see you.
I'm
So,
gonna
like,
say that I love to support Sadie. I enjoyed your show Sunday. It was incredible. You had a lot of people there that were very righteous, and
yes,
I look forward to joining you on Sunday again. You have a beautiful show.
yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're
And of
welcome.
course,
And I hope that
as
the
well.
Federation feels comfortable letting their children come and visit us as well. So I'm so happy to see you and happy that you came. And pretty soon, in 5 minutes, here you go, the Moss King. So you ready, sir?
I am. I always like to introduce myself and say a little bit about my story because everything that I'm doing nowadays, my movement that, I'm trying to implement to the world and leave it as a little bit of a legacy, has to do with my story and how it kind of began. So 2007, I went through a great depression as I lost my sister and my nephew. Um, and I took it out on food. I took it out on liquor. I took it out on opioids. I'm not embarrassed by it because it was a phase of my life and, something that actually drove me where I'm at today.
Right.
Um, the thing that changed my life is that I experienced something somewhat spiritual, and it led me to believe that energy doesn't die, it transforms. So
Amen.
I told myself, my sister's fine, my nephew's fine, they're on their next journey. And
Yes.
I was already stuck at 315 pounds. The doctor wanted to prescribe. I was totally against it. So I did everything that I could to actually stay away from the pharmacy because I know that it would be more harmful. It would be a more difficult task to be on the drugs and to also lose the weight and get myself where I wanted to be more fit. So I bump into this documentary. It's called What the Health. And What the Health actually changed my life. That's the thing that inspired me and took the blindfold off as to what they're doing with our foods.
Right.
The chemicals that they have incorporated in it, all the GMOs, how they're growing our animals nowadays. They're feeding them soy. So we're overindulging in actually estrogen now. So now we have man boobs, and all of these things that they're using as weapons against us actually woke me up. So I couldn't lie to myself anymore. I had to take the blindfold off and say, okay, I can lie to anybody in this earth, but I can't lie to myself. So
Right.
I ended up doing my diligence and lost the weight. I went down to 260, went back to the doctor, and I told him, give me my physical, and I no longer ever want to come here again. Once he gave me the physical and all the blood work was good and the weight was down, I told him, see, I didn't have to get on drugs. You should have told me to change my lifestyle. And that's
Right.
what it's all about. I'm here to tell people that it's about changing the lifestyle. So yesterday, I was actually, and all the time, whenever I go to people's house, because I help people out nowadays with, certain ailments and their lifestyle as well. I'll
Yes.
go to the top of the refrigerator and I look to see if there's cereal, if there's pancakes, batter, if there's anything. And I always turn the boxes towards where the labels are at. And I tell them every day that you're going to utilize something, put it on top of the fridge, read the label, and that's going to change you and your family. So
Right.
it has happened that children now start to read those labels and they start to question about what's in my food.
Right.
And my thing is always look at the ingredients and then go to another country, Google it, Google another country, and see if the ingredients seem to be the same.
Hmm.
And they actually never ever are. It's
Right.
always maybe about 60 elements in the American and maybe about 5 or 6 in the other countries.
Right.
So why is this? Because they have so many chemicals like red dye, yellow dye, they have BHT that actually ruin your endocrine system. And so that actually will change your child's life because now you're influencing them into saying, okay, we can't really utilize it anymore because it's harmful because of this and this and this and this. Let's compare it to another countries. And other countries have banned so many things that we allow in this country. Why? Because they're paying the FDA, the CDC. They're all united in a front against us for us to consume these things so we can stay in the hospital, we can stay in the pharmacy, we can stay in the cemetery. And all of these things are the things that drove me where I'm at today. I have to defend people. Every day I go on a certain mission and visit someone else and just explain to them what is it that they're doing to us and how it affects actually our behavior. All of these chemicals, when somebody goes haywire and I see them in the street, I'm like, okay, that person is nutrient deficient because nobody in their right state of mind will actually be depressed. Nobody that has a healthy, happy body will actually be depressed or going haywire. If you put in the right elements in your body, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be, a normal person. You're not gonna be acting haywire or
You
crazy.
gonna be uplifted.
You're gonna be uplifted. You're gonna feel
Yeah.
good. As you've noticed, last week you were like ecstatic. I feel so good, and I feel like I'm changing, and you're actually developing into something else. It's because you're not putting toxicity in your body. All of these metals that go into our bodies and that actually make you unfit mentally, spiritually, brings
Yeah,
down your energy.
I'm not eating. I'm really not eating that much. It's mostly liquids and water, and the
Yeah,
moss, and I might have some salad, but food doesn't motivate me as much as eating correctly. And if you don't eat right, it messes with your attitude, and
yeah.
it's just ugly.
So in this documentary, what they was explaining is things like the diabetes society, the cancer society, they take all of these donations from big foods and big farms to tell us to eat the wrong things, that
Yeah,
we're allowed to eat certain things that we're not really supposed to. When you have cancer,
right,
you can't consume sugar. You should not 1 ounce of sugar, because cancer feeds itself off of sugar. When you're diabetic, you should definitely not be going into that, because that's the actual thing that caused it. Now you have
right.
a fatty liver. Now you have a pancreas that is not acting correctly. Insulin has to come and fight, transform into mucus, and cover this sugar that's in your body, and store it somewhere. And that's where disease comes from. So
Hmm.
all of these entities are actually in cahoots. And that's what I've always been against. I actually hate doctors. I've told people I haven't had health insurance for about 8 years, because why? I'm taking control of what's happening with myself now.
Right,
I have an FSA card that's maybe for an emergency,
right.
but I'm not giving my money to these entities anymore. And people have to take a stand. How do you do it? You have to get knowledgeable of what you're putting in your body and your children's body. What
Yes,
goes in the pot is actually what's going into your kingdom, into your realm, into your
yes,
temple. And so when you change, everything around you starts to change, because now my whole family believes in me, and they're calling me, Theo, what should I do about this? Theo, I have this problem. Theo, my friend has a problem with fertility. And guess what? That person that had a problem with fertility, it has now 2 children. So it's like, throughout the years, I've learned all of that, but I can only speak on my experience. I'm never going to say that I'm an expert at everything
right.
nutrition, but I'm actually an expert of what works for me and what I can expand to other people and maybe give out suggestions. So I'm never going to say that, I'm an expert. I love having knowledge of something that's going to make me better. And that's where I
And
stand at about now.
that's what I love
Uh,
about you, because you definitely gave me a lot of information. And me eating the moss, it very tasty. It helps me with my digestive system, and I know just feels good. It just feels good to eat right, and have that kind of motivation and uplifting, and you just don't want to be around people who are that are just low on whatever it is. It's just depressing. You got to keep up, and your motivation and the food, like you said, the less you eat and the more you drink liquids and you eat the moss and you take your vitamins, that's sufficient right there. Every now and then you might need some meat.
yeah. Well, I mean, always try to go organic, even though sometimes they trick us into thinking that things are organic. They just put a stamp on it. But try to grow your own stuff, because again, everything is a chemical nowadays.
Right,
Chick-fil-A, a sandwich at Chick-fil-A, 65 different chemicals. So how can that be chicken? I'm not really eating chicken. So you're putting contents in your body that you're thinking it's gonna fill you up, but two hours later you're hungry again, because you haven't given the body anything. So if you are consuming something, let it be something with content, something with nutrition that is going to help you, you know, prolong being hungry because you gave the body sufficient. You gave it sufficient nutrition that it's going to last. So everything has to have a nutritional value. I don't even drink coffee because to me coffee has no nutritional value. So what I do, I drink tea all day. I drink so much tea I hardly even get hungry. But guess what? That's plant that's coming in my body.
Right.
And so that's kind of like how I function. Take I take my tea, add some sea moss in it. I'm good. I'm not hungry till maybe 12. Sometimes it expands to 1 or 2. Guess what? Now I've already skipped the breakfast meal. And then start with some fruit, put some fruit in my body. Then maybe about 6 o'clock, I'll have my dinner. I'll have my one meal of the day, harsh meal, the strong one. And if I so happen to get hungry, guess what? I'll make a smoothie again, add a little sea moss, and I'm good. But we've already been conditioned to say, no, you need 3 meals a day and 2 snacks, and the body is telling you, I don't need that much because I need to still work on the first meal that you gave me.
Right.
It takes 24 hours to actually function for me to.
Yeah.
So the more food you stack on yourself, the worse it's gonna be. But guess what? We're 2024. We went through a harsh year when it came to awakening. A lot of people have been awakening to things that are happening in the world, and the world is shifting into something else right now. And
Yes.
if you have programmed yourself to say, okay, I'm gonna do intermittent fasting, if there ever is food that's scarce, you're gonna already be a little bit trained to say, okay, I can suffice on one meal a day
Right.
and drink tea and have a little sea moss. So we have to kind of be in training mode right now because
Yes.
again, the world is shifting. There will be maybe wars that come about. There's gonna be scarcity, and it's gonna be a totally different world soon, as it's been predicted. So we have to train ourselves to say, I need to survive. If I had to be in this room and not
Yes.
be able to go out and not be
Right.
able to go to the supermarket and there's nothing in the supermarket, I have
Right.
a gang of sea moss and I have so many herbs here and so many things that I could say I can survive for a month or two with these things that I have here. But I've already been in training. So we don't need to overindulge anymore into so many things coming into the body. Hello. So the more you're training your body to say I need less is actually more beneficial to you. And that's
Yes.
my advice. And you'll actually be less toxic. You'll have more energy because the body's working with what it's got. And whatever it doesn't need is gonna eliminate it even faster, as opposed to you stocking, and then now you're over plump and over everything.
But
And
remember
go ahead.
when you said you made the malt with the moss?
Yes.
What was the ingredients? Because you said it had you going.
What I did was actually I usually use water in my sea moss, right?
Right.
And this time I use certain herbs and certain teas. Like I put moringa, I put rosemary, blah blah blah. And I said, let me use that as his water. And when I did that, I think it had so much power and so much elements in it that I was like, my body was just like, okay, you need to stay home and just it's a detox time. And it was good because it was right by January 1st, anyways, which that's when we do our New Year's resolution. And we're like, okay,
Yeah.
we need to detox from all the Christmas and Thanksgiving foods that I ate, or whatever. So um it actually worked out. But now I know what to do. Like if I ever, sometimes I go out and I'll have me a few drinks, blah blah blah. The next couple of days I know I gotta get that
What
stuff
to
out.
clean out with.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
clean the stuff out. Yeah.
Well, I know when I first started eating the moss, taking the moss, but eating it like when you made it for me, I noticed I heard my stomach like, okay, I don't think you should go anywhere. And sure enough, I made sure that I didn't, and it kind of helped for the day. Cause I'm so glad I ain't drink coffee. I probably would have been in here for 2 days.
Probably. But I've experienced something with I have a girlfriend in the Dominican Republic and she, it's amazing to me how somebody can't go to the bathroom for 3 to 4 or 5 days. Like I've
That's
always
not
been like,
good.
what? I'll be pissed off if I have one day and I don't go to the bathroom. Like I know my attitude will be totally different. So
Yeah,
I suggested the CMOS. I sent it, shipped it out to her. She used it for a couple of days,
yeah.
and it didn't work because she still kept doing the same patterns. So
Oh,
it's like
okay.
she still kept, consuming the same things and doing the same thing she was doing. So I made the suggestion and I told her, don't eat anything for 2 days. And then so she's like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. So fasting actually works. If you
Yes,
can't go or anything like that, fasting and just
yes.
drinking liquid will actually get to the point where you have to go now because you're not putting the toxicity that you were putting into it. So fasting is actually a healing mode. Food is a healing mode, and your mind is a healing mode. And when it comes to nutrition, it's not just about what you consume, but also your surroundings, the media, the things
And
that are
people,
happening that
yes,
affect you.
yes,
Meditation actually is one of the things that it's a good diet for you to keep. Why?
yes.
Because in reading things, I believe that 85% of weight loss comes from breathing. So you release a lot of things from just breathing, which is why when you
Yes.
go to the gym and you're exercising, you think that it's because of all emotion. No, it's because you're breathing and you're
Mm-hmm.
breathing out excess stuff that's been inside of you. And so it's a good thing to wake up in the morning and at least do a 10-minute heavy breathing session. And this gets you energized throughout the day, gets the oxygen levels up to your brain. And before you go to sleep, this actually extra oxygen and everything will put you on theta mode and you will actually have a better night's sleep.
And
Oh,
it's good to know that your breathing and your aura and the way that you eat and drink water, it calms your whole personality. It's like you're not so anal about things. It is what it is. You're so peaceful with yourself that you don't have the energy. It takes energy to argue or to go through change. It's like you just don't have that you're not wasting that kind of energy. And it feels so good because you could get up in the morning and just go do your walk, or do your little exercise. Because I watched the Asian guy. He comes on and he shows me how to, just do a certain exercises and breathing, and you could get rid of your mucus. I noticed that I don't have mucus
absolutely.
since I've been doing this. My mucus, all of this is like dry in the morning. So all of it used to come out a lot, but now it's like drying up. I try to wonder
Well,
where it is.
in between that powerful tea that Miss Sadie gave you and the CMOS is very good for releasing phlegm and mucus. And the tea that she gave you was powerful with a lot of
No,
interference in it.
she gave me a recipe with the
Yeah,
turmeric, with the lemon,
yeah, the ginger.
ginger. Yeah, so
All
that
these things are
that
very
works.
powerful to release. I'm surprised she didn't
Yeah,
tell you to put a little cayenne pepper in it. That actually gets phlegm out also.
I got
Oh,
I got hemorrhoids. So I can't do cayenne.
oh, oh, all right. I'll take
No,
that
no
back.
hot pepper, no
I'll
hot
take
pepper,
that back.
nothing hot.
So yeah, lemon cayenne, those are not for you actually, but the cayenne actually kind of
Turmeric.
melts out the phlegm. The moss itself, the turmeric, the ginger, all those
Yeah,
things are incredible for your lungs. There's a
yeah,
plant that I recommend that is called mullein, Mullein. Is one of the
yeah.
greatest things for the lungs. It releases the tar. If you're a smoker, is one of the best things also. So
Oh,
mullein,
I found the gimme ganami, the vitamin that we
I
spoke
don't
about.
know how to say it, but it's somewhere like I think it's Jim Nemi,
Gym,
something like
yeah,
that.
I found it. I'm taking that. to stop the sugar, and I put it in the moss to eat, so if I get
So
cravings.
that should stop the craving of sugars, correct?
Right, but I need to know about that smoking herb that you were speaking about, because that's
Or
something that needs to
it's
clean
called
out.
mullein. It's called mullein. Like I said, it was I've studied and I follow Dr. Sebi. I love him. Uh,
Yeah,
Yaki Awaken. Shout out to him all the time. Frank Swatters, who was actually curing ailments and curing cancer and all of that. He passed. So all of these people have recommended this plant for your lungs.
yeah,
You can actually incorporate it, make a little eucalyptus tea, and add a little bit, a couple of drops of mullein, and you're gonna be set. This thing will actually start. You will start spitting. You will start seeing it like phlegmy in the. If you look at when you go to the bathroom, and
yeah.
you will see a change, but you will see stuff coming out your lungs. And the more you protect your lungs, the better you breathe. The more oxygen, the better energy. You get
Right.
better. You get more electric, as I say.
I like that. That sounds great. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a wonderful thing. I'm
and
hoping that.
a lot of the ways that I learn things, like right now, we had callers and I listen to their experiences. There's always somebody that's gonna know something. So just speak to people. What do you do? Like, uh, what's your lifestyle? What do you eat? And you start to find things out little by little. Every day you learn one thing and you incorporate it into your lifestyle, and then again it expands into your children's lifestyle. They
That's
become,
right.
and now you're kind of changing the cycle and helping your grandchildren. Guess what? I blame my mother and my father. They never taught me how to eat. They
Because
just trying to
nobody
fill.
taught them.
They're trying to fill up my belly. That's it. And
Yeah.
so they made me something that I wasn't meant to be. I know who I am today, but I had to kind of like discover things to change my temple. The
Yes.
education system is never going to teach you about nutrition. Doctors don't even take one course of nutrition. They don't know anything about nutrition, so you can't trust them when it comes to nutrition. They're only going to prescribe something. They're going to tell you to try it. If it doesn't work, come back next month. And that's another consultation for them. That's more insurance. So doctors, I don't confide in them. I don't trust them. You have to take control of your own destiny. And I've heard it so many times. Nobody's coming to save you. You need to save yourself.
You
You
gotta
can't
learn how
trust
to do
any
that.
outside entity. You got to go within. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save your children. You got to take charge of your life. You got to take control. You got to be your own savior, your own Jesus, your own Christ consciousness, all of that.
Well, that's why I like talking to young adults, and I definitely love you being us being a team, because my sons have shown me. Even Sean, he been out for a long time. He doesn't go to the doctor. He does his own holistic healing, and
Nice.
he fasts when he's going through any type of flu. And believe me, this is the only guy I know that he can fast and sweat it out and take his vitamin C's, and the next day it's gone.
It
So
makes
I'm,
a lot of sense because you're not putting pollutants in there to add to what's going on. It's like you got a whole war going on, a whole cell
yeah,
war going on. So if you keep adding stuff into it that it doesn't need, it's like your body actually is going through more strain now. So it's like
right.
it's better to not put anything in, let it all come out, and then we just recharge and start it all over again. So fasting
Yeah,
is definitely, that's why it's so healing. Um,
and he does
And
not. They neither one of them. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say to you to tell to Miss Carolyn, since I know this is your hour, the herb is called Gematria sylvestri.
Gematria.
Yeah,
Sylvestri.
Sylvestri.
Okay,
That's the
Okay,
herb that
Gematria
you
sylvestri.
need to
Okay.
take for your
that's
body
the
to
one
be
to clean out for the
sugar.
cigarette.
No, that's for the sugar intolerance.
That's the one you say you're
Okay.
consuming nowadays.
Yes.
That's the one for the sugar intolerance that your body would not have the craving for
Yeah,
It's
sugar.
called
that's what
Gematria.
I'm taking now.
Gematria. Did I say it
Gematria
correct?
sylvestri.
Gematria?
Silvestri.
Gematria.
Gematria silvestri. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm taking. And it's been pretty good. I'm just too happy with myself.
Miss C, do you know if it's good for children? Can we put a couple of drops in their water and maybe they stop the sugar cravings?
No, no, for children, you just have to really lessen on their sugar amount because children need a little more sugar than adults do. So really, it is for adults because adults are more sedentary. They don't burn sugar as much as children do. So I'm
Okay,
Oh,
not really looking
okay.
at it for children.
That
got it.
makes sense. Because they already need they need their energy. And we overloaded with too much toxin already. But I'm glad I'm detoxing from all of that. And I do appreciate you, Sadie. I really miss your salads. I know that.
You're always talking
So,
about cooking when Sadie's around, and then so I'm always craving now every time. I
oh,
wonder how.
because in the summertime, sometimes I'm invited to the Ethiopian gathering, and they, cook, and she makes nice, healthy grass. Everything is in the salad. It's it's healthy. It's not even no. She don't use lettuce.
Okay, and I was looking into the jerk because she sound like she from the Highland, and I know she could probably jerk something real nice. Like,
No, unfortunately, the only I wouldn't put myself in there because I'm a vegetarian for almost 35
oh,
years.
oh, you're
So
vegetarian. Okay,
I
I
would
didn't
use
know that.
some cauliflower if you want.
All right, that sounds good to me. I mean, I'm into my
Okay.
veggies and everything. That's awesome. I did
Yeah.
that. I did the vegetarian for about 7 years, but then something just drove me back to at least have it twice a week. I feel like it's a different type of zinc, different type of element. I don't know, and I kind of missed it, so I said I'll have it twice a week, and then fish, a couple of times a week, and I've been able to balance it out. But I'm no longer vegetarian anymore. But I don't consume dairy. That's the one thing that I definitely stay away from. As you know, lactose turns right back to sugar. Oh, Carol's gone. I guess she'll be back soon. So yeah, I stopped that for a minute. But now I'm back on the meats twice a week and fish, but no dairy. I'll never go back to dairy. I think it's one of the most damaging things.
And cheese.
You're back.
Yeah, it just blinked off for a minute. So you and also cheese. You was talking about no more dairy. Cheese.
Yeah, I stay
I
away
love
from dairy. I'll have me a I'll have me a zip of dairy and I'm already in the bathroom. Like my body can't take it. I don't know, it's something that's so damaging. We don't need it. I don't know why we keep doing stuff with it, but we don't need the lactose. It doesn't even come from your mother. So why am I drinking milk or taking anything that has to do with another total different species? So they
right.
got us stuck on that program that we needed. And
But
actually the calf doesn't even need it after a certain amount of time. So why am I taking it? But it doesn't do me good. It does not. So on a personal level, I don't mess with dairy.
well, you the one that got me off of it. So I don't mess with cheese. I do have what use 1% if I'm having coffee. So everything is like down to almost ground zero. Um, that's the only thing that I keep. Plus, because I have students, but their diet and they think about things that and they show me what they don't eat in their country. Okay, and most of them are all about fruit, and they're vegetarian. Um, I know in Brazil, the fish that they eat. What's that? The one that eats. They catch piranhas,
Piranhas,
and
yes, piranhas.
yeah, they eat piranhas. and they showed me how they catch them. I say, y'all are crazy. But
Yeah, I
the
know.
fish,
What they do is they'll take a stick with put some like a little bait on it, and then all the
yeah,
piranhas is on it, and then now they're fishing it.
that
It
yeah.
them
And
piranhas
the
are
fish,
peace.
they say the fish is magnificent. I said, okay. And no, I noticed a lot of people are, going towards fish and leaving chicken alone. I saw uh chicken wings that was outrageous. I was like, what bird has muscles
Mm.
like this? So I a few of my friends told me where I could go get the normal little ones that they have that's real chickens, and I'm starting to go upstate to check out the farm because this is around the time that they keep farm goods out, and it's a good thing. But yeah,
Yeah,
meat.
it's crazy
I'm,
because I went to make my sister soup. As you know, she was in the hospital. She had surgery,
yeah,
and so I bought some thighs and some chicken legs, and she likes the breast, but
yeah,
I told her I can't consume the breast because now they're lab growing these things in the steaks. I need to see the bone. I want to make sure that it came from, exactly from where it
yeah.
came from. So I chopped it up, put it in her chicken soup with a lot of garlic, cilantro, and stuff that I put in there to heal. And I chopped it up, and she didn't even realize that it wasn't even chicken breast. So it's pretty much how you present it.
Yeah.
And but I don't anything that does not have a bone because I want to make sure that it came from an animal and not now that they're tricking us. At one time she bought one and it was like little threaded. It wasn't even real chicken. It kind of disintegrated because
Whoa.
they're growing them in labs. Steaks are being grown in labs. Pork chops, they're
Yeah.
growing them in labs. Um, Fish, they're putting them in a farm in a big pool and they're growing
Oh,
them in.
yeah.
So you even have to be careful with that and try to something that was actually caught in the wild and so it's so tricky nowadays to consume anything.
Well, I know that they, been showing me on the farm list that it's best to get the little tiny eggs because them giant things don't exist. and,
That
and,
don't make no sense.
and I said, like the gentleman said, why you like the small? I said, the small wings are that they're real. That's real chicken. The giant wings that I don't know where you get them from, that you shot them up with something. I can't eat that. But it's going to get to the point I don't think I'm gonna be eating meat too much anymore.
The
You know,
crazy thing is, I found out the other not the other day, maybe about a couple of months ago, that
yeah.
chicken is a hybrid animal. It's not even real. Like it came from two fowls from Africa, and they put them together, and it became a hybrid chicken. So the way we see it presented now, some chickens look like turkeys. They're supposed to look like pigeons. They came from birds that flew. Now they're so heavy that they can't even fly. It's not in their function anymore. So even chicken is not real chicken. And that's some crazy
Edward,
thing
I
to me.
want to say one thing. Edwin, I have to go because my phone has to charge and I have to be somewhere in a little while. But
Oh,
what I want to say
okay.
to you, your good show, good that you're bringing on, but you will have to advertise to get people on your show. How did you think? How do you think about presenting your work as far as getting your audience? Did you tell anybody about the show?
I
Well,
did. Uh,
go ahead.
Dad,
This
well,
is
I
for
have.
Edwin.
We've been doing advertising on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm making flyers to go to different areas to advertise. Other than that, I had told the Ethiopian, which is you, and Dr. Winborn, but unless we have support from those who are around us, the word comes out. We give the word out. I tell them about anywhere I go. I tell them about us and the Moss King. I gave Edwin a call from the post office one time. So yeah, we out there. It's just getting the word to the right families and letting them know that the link is there and the link works. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
because this
now
is the way that you're going to generate your crowd as far as, bringing your product. The
yeah,
people who even buy your product, you tell them.
I
Okay, but
will.
it
I
was nice
actually
spending some part
what
of the
has
evening
happened
with
is
you all.
I've been involved in a lot of different projects. So I have an extensive list, and my WhatsApp is about 700 people. Unfortunately, maybe 75% are Spanish, which they may not understand the show, and I will have to be translating and everything like that. So the remaining people are the ones that I'm gonna reach out to send them the link and come and support us. Now that I know for sure 100% the link has been utilized and it's not gonna change, I will invite everyone that I know, and hopefully we'll grow from there. Have them invite their people and everything like that. So,
Right.
That's what
um,
we've
Okay.
been doing.
So good night for you all because I gotta, be somewhere, and I
okay,
just wanted to come and be
Well,
part of your show
we
as
thank you
well.
for coming
Okay.
on and giving your support because you're
thank
the
you.
only
God
one
bless.
that give us your support. So
No,
Yeah,
thank
we're
well, as
you.
gonna
I
get
said,
there. We're gonna
Carol,
get there.
for other people, you have to reach out to them because I mean, like, I am an active member of the Ethiopian World Federation, so they see me every 5 minutes, so they would remember, and I would tell
Mm.
them, but I don't think they will see you so much, and then sometimes you're not part of the federation, and then they don't know. So
Well,
as I said, I am out there. I'm in Harlem on 125th
Well,
Street. I'm in everybody's face. So you would have to
I
tell
think
people, because I'm busy telling people I know as well until we can build up, that momentum. So
I
just
think
reach
we're gonna
out.
grow.
mhm.
I think Winborn sent me our last show. I just saw that it was recorded, and I'm sure that this one is gonna be recorded as well. So now I can send that link to people. They start seeing the show, and then that's
Right.
how it's kind of gonna. But we have to get the first couple of shows on. We've only had two officially.
Right.
So now that we have those recorded, they can see it, and I'm sure that they're gonna come in and support.
And
Right.
I get a lot of love, so I know
where did you see the link, Edwin?
I'm gonna send it to
It's
you.
on, it's, on,
I just saw it from Winborn, and
it's on
so
YouTube. It's on
yeah,
YouTube.
Oh,
yeah, it's a
mm.
YouTube thing. But I got the link that drove me to the YouTube. So now I know we have that channel there. So I'll be able to
Okay.
send that out, have people look at it, and then come in and join us every Friday.
'Cause
So I
I
think
didn't get the link.
I
I didn't
said
get the link.
I will send it to you, my dear. I just realized
Oh,
today that we had it. And I have the YouTube
oh,
channel, so you'll be able to go in the YouTube channel and check it out. I didn't even know it
okay.
existed till a couple of minutes ago.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I got you. I got your back,
You on
Mama.
YouTube, Carolyn. You on YouTube on my show talking for the Jimmy Carter's. That when I did that show, you are there talking on YouTube.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, you there on YouTube. I look at it today. Okay, guys. Carolyn,
All right.
I'll send you the YouTube. I'll send it to you on your. But
No, that's
you go on
okay.
YouTube. You got
Edwin is going to send it to me.
right.
I'm a stay in touch with him, and we communicate a lot. So and I'll talk to you about the Ethiopian when we off the show.
Okay, no problem. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss
Take care.
Sadie.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.
All right, Miss C.
Yes.
No, but I realized that I just saw the email with the it's like a link that actually leads you to YouTube. So I saw it and I was like, wow, okay, we got it. We got our show recorded. And now we can present that to whoever and send that to whoever and let them know, send them the link that we have so that they can join us every Friday. So it'll be much simpler now
Oh.
because now they'll know that something is in motion. So I think it's gonna be
Well,
easier.
I did, I'm glad you sending it because I didn't get a link. So I don't know what happened, but now that we moving right on, that's why I communicate with you because I appreciate you
Yes,
staying in
ma'am.
touch and let me know what's up. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Got you, Mama C.
Thank you.
Now go on ahead and talk to the children. Um, Let me have a sip of water here. Hydrate.
As far as the children, like I said before, there's other activities that are happening, and the children museum is something that everybody should take their children to. We're going to have live shows. I'm going to have a camera and go out and interview some young adults and see if you could get information on what vitamins that children like and what they're not taking and what activities they like to go to as well. We also have Kids Fun, and that's at the Department of Youth Common Amusement Park, and they have programs where you can fly up in the air. You wear the flying suit, and definitely you could go to botanical gardens, and the Bronx Zoo is having some activities for free because January is a free month. Even though we're mourning for Mr. Carter, President Carter is a beautiful thing. A lot of young adults are helping with Habitat for Humanity. And on that note, they're helping others build homes and helping renovate and fix up apartments that are in need of help. So it would be great to stay up on those who are young adults helping in that area. We got Job Corps, we got Peace Corps, and we got the new Corps that goes overseas, and they helping other young adults with their habits. The main thing right now, young adults are cleaning garbage out the ocean. That is the new project now.
That's a great thing. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
there are throughout Europe, all the poor countries and those who are fortunate, except for America, but they're going out in groups and they clean up the ocean and they recycle everything, and they try to make sure that animals in certain areas from Alaska, Brazil is doing it, uh, uh, Greece is doing it, certain people are doing it at this time, and it's a beautiful thing. So I think that we should start doing something and joining in, and I'm gonna try to have that group. It's basically those who need help and they're looking to have help. We're here for you. Um, uh, Excuse me for a minute. I have an emergency. Jesus Christ. What? Sean, I'm right now.
Guess I'm here left alone. And my battery power, I didn't even realize that I didn't have much battery power. We apologize for that. Um, Here I am staying hydrated. Here I am doing my thing. I had a long night. I was in the studio recording with my nephew, helping him out
Yeah.
with his movement. And so I woke up and I need to hydrate. You back, Mama C?
Yeah, I had an emergency phone call, and I get a lot of those. So right about now, we get on the emergency and check out the hospitals, and certain people will call and let me know, well, this one is all right and that one is not. So we're doing the best we can with what we have. And even like I said, even if I don't advertise or don't get out there, main thing is to help those who need help. And the show is basically to help children and young adults, just like me and Edwin is helping each other. And we're intending to help other young adults come on the show that might need assistance. Can you see me?
Yeah, no, I apologize because I'm actually on 2%, so I'm charging as we speak. So I'll just be holding it in my hand now.
Okay, don't worry about it. We're gonna be here no matter what. It's not that important. But $10 a week, you could come on and enjoy yourself and talk about what you're doing. And if you need any more motivation than that, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you help yourself. We want you to eat well, live well, and not take the stress of what's happening in the world. And I know because it's a very big struggle, and especially for my seniors, it's very, very hard for a lot of people to survive in this world, and there's nobody around. You're not alone. You have me, and there's other information that I could give you so you could feel more secure. If your grandchildren are helping you, let them show you, let them teach. You'll teach each other. You teach them the old ways, and that helps them learn. And they teach you to learn the new ways, new way of cooking. Stop using that oil and use coconut oil. It's healthier. Start changing your habits. Know the water.
Avocado oil is one of my favorites, and coconut oil, avocado, and olive oil. Those are the three I utilize. I don't go nowhere else. However,
And
if you go out to the restaurant, you really don't know what they're
what they
utilizing.
put,
So you're probably getting
Crisco.
corn oil or something like that, canola oil.
Yeah. Then the reason why I like this young man so much because he has taken me very, very far. It didn't happen overnight. It happened in a year, and it made me change my whole diet, and that changed my whole personality towards people, places, and things. Food can be a drug, and people can be an agitation with the drug. And when you get rid of one, you could get rid of the other one, and you be at peace with yourself. It's not hard to do. Believe me, every time I think about it, I start laughing how I could have done. And it has been when I was eating well before I came to New York City and I was in the country. I never had stress. I never felt threatened or go through changes. I never felt like, time is of the importance. There's so much pressure down here. And it's such a different when you go upstate, and it's so relaxing. And the food is not polluted like you have down here.
The air is not as polluted either. You
No.
breathing something different nowadays over there
And the,
in the country.
and the thing is that it is of the importance to eat well, to think well, to be able to take care of yourself. Because as he stated, you was born by yourself, you gonna die by yourself. So in between, take care of yourself. I try to stress this
Save
to,
yourself.
yeah. I try to stress this to young people. Nobody can take care of you for you. We can give you the information. It's like praying. You can pray, but nobody can pray for you. What's
Yeah,
wrong with the camera?
I think my niece is calling in. She's gonna come in the show.
Oh,
Um, she's the
wonderful.
one. She's the one I introduced you as. I think she is Workforce or Bronx Force, something like
Bronx,
that.
yeah, Bronx
So,
work,
so
yeah.
I invited her to come in and speak a little bit on that. To help people out. So
I
I'm sure
appreciate
she'll be
that.
on in a few.
That's wonderful.
Hopefully
Yes.
she makes it in. I just texted her and everything.
And that's the beauty of it. And one thing we love to do on our Turn to Listen and the Moss King is inform you of how to take care of yourself and how to enjoy your life for free. It's not difficult to enjoy your life. You don't have to have $1 million. It will be enjoyable to have, but it's not necessary. Long as you wake up and you can breathe air without choking. Like some people can't even do that, just to inhale. And they go through it's And so when you change your diet and you get rid of certain things and you follow, you can, and it's such a beautiful thing to do. And I'm telling you, this young man has helped me a great deal in health and diet, dealing with people, communication. It's such a beautiful thing to have people that are positive in your life. Other than that, eating great, drinking plenty of water. Every now and then, yes, you have some ice cream. Listen, everybody will drink something. You're going to slip, but you can go right back. It's not a problem for us to go right back and eat properly. Right,
Yeah,
Edwin?
it's all in the choices you make. For example, I had a craving for chocolate. Now, so I said I want dark chocolate. I won't go into the milk chocolate. Which one is better? Which one is, so I'll indulge in a little bit in that. But I'm gonna take the best out of the worst. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna have something sweet, then let it be something that's better than, than the worst of it.
The less of two evils.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
kind of like what we gotta do.
Yes. That's why
So
I like the greens. I don't eat lettuce anymore because lettuce takes time to digest and it's not really healthy for you.
yeah, and nowadays you don't know what you're getting with lettuce because some of them are, are artificially made. They has plastic components. So the darker the darker the green, the better. Like,
Right.
And I think somebody has joined us.
Well, I'm
Good
hoping
evening.
that
Are you
they
there?
have.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
What's going on? This is my niece, Shanice. How are you?
I'm good.
Hi,
I
Shani.
the for not having the camera on, it just doesn't work.
I think she got to figure out the settings and everything to turn on the mic and turn on the camera if possible. She has never been in here, so. But I think she is on. That might be her. We
Yeah,
don't
that
know.
is her. I hear her
I
voice and
am.
she's on. You just don't see her face, but she's with us. How are you,
Yeah,
Wonderful.
because
sweetie?
it doesn't work. I am good. Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you, and thank you, Moss King, for inviting me.
Yeah, we
So
wanted you to share a little bit of your experience with the job that you do. And you're also knowledgeable of a lot of things when it comes to health, as I've heard you speak, in the family and everything like that. So we want you to share a little bit of your experience here because it's our turn to listen now to the youth. And we want to hear you. I don't know if her mic is on now anymore. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
We can
yeah.
hear you now.
Okay, perfect. I am a family development coach for this company called Bronx Works. The program I specifically work for is Access to Benefits. So I assist on a daily basis with recertifications of Medicaid, SNAP, Section 8. We have applications for emergency grants for rental arrears and utility arrears. We also assist with lease renewals and landlord mediations. Um, what else do we assist with?
And you work with Bronx Works has been around a long time. And do you work with the youth? I think that Joe had a hip hop guest a while back that came to visit y'all.
Well, we have over 80 locations in the Bronx. So I don't doubt they definitely do have a lot of things going on all over. In my site specifically, no. I work mainly with seniors, actually.
Oh, yay!
Every office is works by zip codes. So my office services zip codes 10453, 10458, and 10468.
And how do you like it?
Oh, I love it. That's why I started the job in the first place. I started as a program assistant, which is basically like the front desk attendant. And
Yeah.
within 4 months, I was, on my stuff, trying to learn how to do everything so that I can get promoted. In less than 3 months, I had the case manager position.
Congratulations. We're so proud of you. You're motivating some young person right now to do their best, and we appreciate you. But what else can you tell us about the health part? Well, your cousin said that you're very good in health and food and things of that sort.
Yes, I've been exploring, a healthier journey. The more I feel like, the more spiritual I become, the more knowledgeable I want to be when it comes to health. So it's like simple things like regular spring water. Regular spring water doesn't have the minerals that we need. So combining it with, let's say, Celtic salt, or Celtic salt, excuse me. You take a couple of drops of Celtic salt, you put them under your tongue, and you drink the water. Now the water that you're drinking is actually benefiting you. It's not just making your body work overtime to essentially lose the minerals, really. That's one tip I love giving everyone, especially the elders that come in my office.
Yes. And that's so good. And you help them learn how to eat properly. That's
Yes.
wonderful. See, this is what young people do for us older people, and it makes us feel young like crazy. That's what your cousin done for me. Your cousin Edwin, the Moss King. Yes.
Yeah, I love my niece. I know she's knowledgeable nowadays, and she used to be a sugar baby, and so now she's like totally reformed, someone that's different. I know there's a lot of changes in her behavior. She's more knowledgeable now. There's a different energy. She's helping the elderly, so that's why I was like, I need to have this youth come here and and show a little
Yes.
bit of that youthfulness and everything like that. Very proud of her.
I can't wait to meet her. I'm a senior.
I wish she could know how to turn this camera on, and
It's
that
all
would be
right.
like
I'm sure it won't be her last visit.
Definitely not. I
no.
very much.
We're gonna spread this word. The show is gonna grow to the utmost, and we have a lot of youth in my family, so definitely
Well,
it'll be good for them to come in.
listen. I am your biggest example of what you did for a senior, and I'm definitely going to be her example of what she's going to continue. So I think this is the family that's going to help me turn 21. Long as I don't get pregnant, I'm happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to know. I mean, now that we're on with my niece Shanice, I like to know how has Theo Edwin influenced you in your journey and in the changes that you've come about.
Oh, tremendously. But aside from being the usual inspiration and, character man in general, not having my father in my life, you are the closest thing that I had to a father figure.
Oh
And
wow!
you
Amen.
being the way you are, you've always been like, I can count, I think, how many times, I don't even think I can count how much times I've seen you mad. You're always very exciting. You're like the life of the party. You're liked.
Amen.
And that is something that definitely has had an influence on me, because I see how you live your life. I see how young you look, free. It's
Thank you.
been a tremendous ride. I wouldn't have asked for another uncle. I love you.
I love you, baby. I love you, and I'll see you soon. I'm actually working with Shanice's boyfriend, her partner, on
Okay.
some music,
All right.
and it's been amazing. I have so much faith in this kid, and he's
How
also
old
a
is
great.
he?
He is 27, and he's
Oh,
incredible. Like he's very active, very creative. So I decided to partake into his journey and help him out, as I've been experienced in the music forever, maybe since I was 17.
well,
So
let's invite him. Let's invite him so you and him can talk and we can hear how he, from the bottom to the top.
I
You
will
know,
tell him to
that's
be in
what.
the studio on Friday, and I'll have him come aboard and see if he can join us. and give us
Yes.
a little bit of his outlook on life. He's also now into the health journey, being 27 and probably looking at family moving forward and things like that we've been talking about. So he's looking into becoming the best version of himself as well. And I want to be there as a father figure for him. As you know, he has a father, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that you don't communicate when it comes to your parents. You don't tell them certain things. He's able to tell me certain things. And so I'm glad that I'm there to be an influence and a good influence, because I don't want to be a bad influence ever. I want to just guide him well.
Yes.
And I think that he'll be good for the show as well. So I'll invite him maybe to come on next week.
I agree.
Okay.
Very good public speaker, and he's very good at articulating
Yes, sir.
and his words.
Yes. That's why I'm actually not there today, but I'll be there. I'll be hanging around with him for weeks now. We're gonna be all over each other, and you're gonna see that this kid is gonna expand to like the next level. I got so much faith in him.
No doubt. I have a lot of faith as well.
Well, that was my son. Who's that? Mute. Last has unmute. That was my son Sterling, and he said congratulations. He wasn't able to get on because he's working 2 jobs, but they're calling instead of coming. So
What?
somebody's listening, and he said, "Don't eat up all the moss."
Too late, man. But I got gangs of it. I can bring it in
But-
by the ton, so I'll never go to waste. I got a lot of
This
moss.
is what I love. This is what I love about us, our Turn to Listen and the Moss King. We're about family. We're about motivation, uplifting. None of that cranky, that yucky feeling. I love your niece. I love your family. And hey, I loved you when you helped me lose them pounds and stop eating cheese. I've been bragging ever since, but I'm so sorry. And I had to fuss with somebody who's a senior who didn't believe I was a senior. I had to pull out my New York State ID and tell it. It's cute sometimes, but when you want to sit down, you ain't got time to argue with nobody. But it was adorable.
Well, the main thing that I told you is you got to get the weight off them knees so you could function, and then you did it. You did it. You went from like 202 pounds to like 164 in a couple of months. So
No,
you're
it took about it. It took detoxing from. I was eating ice cream. I was a Haagen-Dazs addicted, and I was cranky like a mug. Stop playing. Tell the truth.
Got you. I got you.
Anytime somebody got on
I'll
my
say
nerve,
6 months. I'll say 6 months.
Okay. Well, I went from 207 to 161.
Oh wow!
So
That's that's when you have somebody that cares about your life and they care about you. When people are when they don't care about their self, it's not on purpose, but they give you that energy, and it's such, it's never positive. It's always procrastinating or dragging, and I'm if I can't do it here, I'm gonna find me a place or get a solution. I gotta keep moving and keep moving, cause that's what we do. But my knees feel good. I can pull my knee up to my. You see it?
no,
That's
we
my
don't.
knee.
But
I see it.
That's my knee.
Oh wow! Okay, all
I
right.
can touch my knee with my chin.
You're flexing. Look at you.
I feel like a kid, and I love y'all so much. And if I'm trying to get so many from Job Corps, and I got students from around the world who know me for years, and they just amazed. And I'm very thankful. I'm very blessed that Edwin is in my life.
So we're gonna invite everybody that we can. I'm gonna try to influence like Shanice is here today, and then just get the youth up in here.
You're welcome.
You get your side of the youth. I'll get my side of the youth, and we're gonna conquer and make this show something that's great and something that's good to talk about.
Word for next week. I'm gonna try and have at least 3 people from my behalf joining.
Thank you.
Yes,
And it's
I
gonna
thank
always be
you.
the
God
same
bless
link.
you.
We're gonna use the same link all the time, so you can just forward that, and they should be able to get in with no problem.
Yeah, and
Um,
next time we'll probably see your face, but you can stay in touch with me because y'all motivate me. And I tell you, this is the best show that we've had. Even if we have 1 or 2, just us being on, I think we love you.
yeah.
gotta
The
start.
good thing, like I said, now we have YouTube. We're gonna get the recordings, and we'll be able to send those out so people can see us and then join us the next time around.
Yeah, and I could polish my dentures.
Yeah. And next time I'll talk about my CMOS, because I didn't talk about it much because I was talking about my experience. And I'm so glad Shanice came on. You kind of like hooked up the show.
Yes,
And
thank you.
I have some friends that are coming on to talk about their experience, their influences, how I became an influence, and blah blah blah.
Thank
The
you.
most thing that I do is go to people's refrigerator and see what they're consuming, and then turn the box so they can read the ingredients
Oh,
every time they go
I'm
pass by.
glad
They
I'm
can
not the
read.
only one you did that to.
Yeah, I turn that box and make sure they read those ingredients. Go ahead and read it. Shanice knows I do that.
yeah. If you can't pronounce it, don't buy it. That's my rule.
That's it.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen.
I was
I
also
tell you.
I didn't mention that I'm also an esthetician, so I can definitely prepare like some notes about skincare and what you eat definitely
Yes.
that, and maybe some products and some at-home remedies that you can do to be able to help your skincare journey as well. Because no matter what age, there's always room for improvement.
That's right. And that's what we're here for. We're here for young adults and families, even our 5-year-olds. If they make the best peanut butter and jelly, bring them on. They got a lot to say. Believe me, we got a daycare in our neighborhood and they see me all the time. They got a lot to say. So, this is a family get well loving environment, and everybody is welcome. And and especially seniors who got grandchildren and they want to come on and be part of, they're welcome. So nobody is shut out here.
Absolutely. Shanice, just for you to be aware, Miss Carol, she is very knowledgeable when it comes to stuff with colleges and community health work. So I have a lot of nieces and nephews that are going to college soon. So definitely they can utilize the help.
Yes, and if you want to learn how to be in politics and learn where all the grants are, I refer you and give you a reference to the Latin Leadership Program. It gives you a certificate at the end, and that's where the other young lady who's in Congress now, she went there as well. So everybody that's been in politics came through there. I was a district leader for this community for 1 year, and it helps. And children can come with you too. They give the children a certificate.
Okay. Well, I'm just getting home. I'm out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.
Same here, sis. I hope to hear from you again. Shanice is getting ready to go, and we got 1
Bye,
minute.
mommy.
Bye. And
All right,
Edwin, we
yes,
got
ma'am.
we got 1 minute, and I thank you so much. I couldn't do it without you. You're so
More than glad to
beautiful.
be here. More than glad to be here. Is an honor.
And
I
thank
believe
you,
we're gonna make
Winborn,
this
wherever
thing
you
grow.
are.
It's only our second show, so I'm not panicked. It's gonna be grand. We're gonna make it happen.
The way I feel, as long as I wake up and you still got that moss, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
That's it. Every day we rise, we win. That's it. That's the way I see it.
Amen. So I love you, and I'll speak to you later. Bye for now from Our Eternal Listen and the Moss King.
God bless everyone.
Bye.
Later.